My sister stole my fiancé, but the secret they kept from me is far darker than betrayal. I thought my sister was my best friend. We weren't just siblings, we were inseparable. As kids, we shared everything, toys, secrets, even clothes. Growing up, she was the one person I could always count on. If someone at school was mean to me, she'd stand up for me. If I had a crush, she was the first to know. And when I met Daniel, my fiancé, she was the very first person I introduced him to. I thought she'd be happy for me. I thought she'd be supportive. At first, everything seemed perfect. She smiled when I told her he proposed. She congratulated us, hugged me, even joked about how she'd finally get a brother-in-law she actually liked. She offered to help with wedding planning. She said she couldn't wait to stand beside me as my maid of honor. But then little things started happening. Small details that didn't add up. She'd text him late at night. I'd glance at his phone and see her name flash on the screen at 11:47 p.m. I'd ask what it was about, and he'd say, "Oh, just wedding stuff. She's excited." At family dinners, I noticed her sitting closer to him than usual, laughing at his jokes a little too loudly, brushing his arm like it was an accident. I told myself I was paranoid, that I was overthinking. I trusted her. I trusted him. They were the two people I thought would never hurt me, until the night before my wedding. It was supposed to be the happiest rehearsal dinner of my life. Everyone was there, family, friends, bridesmaids, groomsmen, everyone but Daniel. He never showed up, and neither did my sister. At first, I panicked, thinking maybe there had been an accident. I called him. No answer. I called her. Straight to voicemail. Hours later, my phone buzzed. A message from Daniel. "I'm sorry. I can't do this. I love your sister." The world spun. My stomach dropped. My knees buckled under me, and I remember my best friend catching me before I hit the floor. I read the words again and again as if they might change, as if it was some sick joke. But it wasn't a joke. They ran away together that night. The humiliation was unbearable. The whispers, the pity, the looks of disbelief. My fiancé, the man I was supposed to marry, had left me for my own sister. And worse, she had chosen him over me. Everyone told me to forget them, to move on, that I'd dodged a bullet. But I couldn't move on. Not because I still loved him, but because I couldn't understand how my own sister could do this to me. Betrayal doesn't just hurt, it rots. I cut off contact with both of them. Deleted their numbers. Blocked them on everything. I didn't want excuses. I didn't want apologies. I wanted them erased from my life. For 2 months, I didn't hear a word. Until the night my sister called. I almost didn't pick up. But when I saw her name on the screen, something inside me froze. Against my better judgment, I answered. Her voice was shaking. "Please," she whispered. "Please, you have to meet me." "It's not what you think. I need your help." I laughed bitterly. "Not what I think? You stole my fiancé. What exactly is there to misunderstand?" "You don't get it," she sobbed. "He's not who you think he is. He's not who either of us thought he was. Please, I'm in danger." I hung up. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't care. But she kept calling. Every night for a week. Crying. Begging. Until finally one night I answered again. And what she told me made my blood run cold. "He's dangerous," she said. "He's not just using me. He's controlling me." He put cameras in the apartment. He checks my phone. "He says he'll kill me if I try to leave. You don't understand. He was supposed to marry you because you're the one he really wanted." My hand went numb holding the phone. "What are you talking about?" I whispered. "He only settled for me when he realized he couldn't control you. That's why he left you. That's why he took me. He keeps saying your name when he thinks I'm asleep. He's obsessed with you." I felt sick. And then, in the middle of her words, I heard it. A door slam on her end of the line. A man's voice. Then a crash. Her voice rose in panic. "No! Please don't." The call cut out. I tried calling back. Straight to voicemail. I didn't sleep that night. I kept hearing her words over and over. "He's obsessed with you." The next morning, I went to the police. I told them everything. They nodded, took notes, promised to check on her. But nothing happened. No updates, no follow-ups. It was like they didn't care. 2 days later, I got an envelope under my front door. No return address, no name, just my address written in black ink. Inside was a single photograph. A photo of me, sleeping. I couldn't breathe. The picture was taken from outside my bedroom window. I called the police again. They told me to stay vigilant. Stay vigilant? Someone had broken onto my property, taken photos of me in my most vulnerable state, and they wanted me to just stay vigilant? I didn't know what to do, until I got another call from my sister's number. This time it wasn't her voice. It was his. Daniel. Calm. Cold. "She talks too much," he said. "Always has. But don't worry. I've taken care of it. You don't need to worry about her anymore." My throat closed. My chest tightened. I wanted to scream, but nothing came out. And then, the last thing he said before the line went dead. "You were always supposed to be mine." That night, I couldn't sleep. Every creak of the house, every flicker of shadow felt like him. Like he was waiting, watching, hunting. I barricaded my bedroom door with furniture, clutching a kitchen knife under the covers. I knew calling the police again was useless. I had only one choice: to outsmart him. The next morning, I went to my grandmother's house. She was the only person I trusted. I told her everything: the betrayal, the calls, the photo, the threats. She held my hand, her face pale but steady. "If he's as obsessed as you say, he won't stop," she whispered. But obsession can be used against itself. Sometimes the trap is letting them believe they're winning. I didn't understand at first, but that night I started putting a plan together. I made my house look empty, parked my car 2 blocks away, turned off all the lights, and I waited in the shadows of my grandmother's guest room, watching the driveway through her lace curtains. At 2:14 a.m., a car rolled up. His car. Daniel. He got out slowly, glancing around, and walked straight to my front door like he'd been there 1,000 times. He had a key. My stomach twisted. He unlocked the door and went inside. He thought I was there. He thought I was asleep upstairs. I dialed 911. "There's an intruder in my house," I whispered. "He's dangerous. Please, send someone now." For once, they listened. Minutes later, flashing red and blue lit up the street. Officers swarmed the house. I watched from a distance as they dragged him out in handcuffs. His eyes were wild, darting everywhere until they landed on me across the street. And when they did, he smiled. Not angry, not afraid, just a slow, chilling smile. Like this was only the beginning. When the police searched his car, they found duct tape, rope, a knife, and hundreds of photos of me, some I'd never seen before, some taken years ago. He had been following me long before I ever knew his name. My sister hadn't stolen him from me. He had targeted us both, and in the end, she paid the price for it. They never found her. Only her phone smashed to pieces in his apartment. I thought his arrest would bring me peace, that I'd finally be free, but every night I still hear his voice. "You were always supposed to be mine." And deep down, I know one thing for certain. Even behind bars, obsessions don't die. They wait, they grow, and one day he'll find a way back. Because some betrayals don't end at the wedding altar. They follow you home,